Oh my gosh, if y'all haven't heard, there are a bunch of Ollies opening up across the country. That's good news and bad news. It's good news for the people who want to find stuff at Ollie's, but it's also bad news because Ollie's is a liquidation store, which means that they're getting enough stuff from people going out of business to open up more stores. So if you want to find out what's going on in all these Ollies across the country, in the Chatty Crafty Facebook group, which is linked in the description of this video, please watch the whole video first before you go to the description. But if you go to the Facebook group that is the Chatty Crafty Facebook group, we are posting what's available in Ollie's and other parts of the country. So this is the Ollie's that's in Lakeland, Florida. And I have been here periodically, and sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's not. Now, this is the first time I have ever seen one of these KABOOM molds that did not have a price tag on it, so I have no idea how much that is. Usually the ones that are the large size KABOOM molds are $1.99, except for the large sphere, which is 74 cents, and then the rest of them are all $1.99. But since it didn't have a price on it, I don't know, in this store it might have been $1, and that would be the first time I've ever seen a KABOOM mold for $1. That was the extent of the dollar table, so it really wasn't a very good dollar table. But look at those awesome Harry Potter dolls that they have there. Not a fan of Harry Potter personally, but I know there are people who like Harry Potter, so for $3, that's a pretty good buy. And there's other things like this Lion King wood form that you can put together, and they also have a couple other from Disney's. Oh my goodness gracious. This store had a lot of really cool things that I haven't seen, but they didn't have a whole lot of things. So this is why it's a short video. Usually my videos, when I do a walkthrough, when I show everything that's in the craft department, usually my videos are closer to half an hour to 40 minutes, but there really wasn't enough in this store to make a half-hour video, or even much more than a 15-minute video. But they did have some really nice things in this store. So pay attention to what's coming up if you would, please. I would greatly appreciate you watching this all the way to the end, just to see what all the cool things that they had that were in the store, because there are some things in this store that I have seen very rarely in other stores, and some things that I've never seen before. Oh my gosh, one of the Disney items that's coming up, I've never seen it anywhere before, and it was an amazing little thing. They did have these little stickers that are for organizing your bathroom, and they were $1. They were on the dollar table previously the last time I was in here, but apparently they've sold enough to put them on the pegs. And then this has a markdown price tag on it, that it's marked down to $2. So I don't know what the original price was, because I didn't peel off the original price, but for $2, I don't really think that's a great buy for those balloons. I still think that Dollar Tree is a better place to purchase those balloons if that's something that you're looking for. And then they also had these really cool chalk markers, and this is a set that I don't own. I've never actually bought that set, but a lot of these items that you're seeing on this pegboard are items that used to be on the dollar table and have been moved over. And because you saw from the original part that the dollar table wasn't exceptionally huge, but a lot of things have been moved into this aisle, and this is another item, these sticker packs that were on the dollar table. Now they're in the middle of the aisle, and look at all the stickers that you get for $1. This is a hugely well-populated book full of stickers that can be used for journals, card making, memory books, anything like that, or even giving them to anybody that would like stickers, you know, kids, adults, whoever. Think of putting those into an Easter basket, because it doesn't have to be all candy in an Easter basket. There can be really some really cool things also put into the Easter baskets, and you know, that little set of stickers would be great for somebody in an Easter basket. I've seen this in one other store, but I've only ever seen this twice now, and it's this little tree, and inside the box it's got an actual tree that you put together to make a three-dimensional family tree style display. And I think that is a really nice thing, especially if you have people around that are, you know, they have stories that you want to remember and commemorate. That would be a great thing to put those stories on. I've never seen, this is new, absolutely new, I have never seen this tarot book that goes along with the tarot cards that are right next to them. I've never seen that in any Ollie's. That was totally brand new. I've only seen the that journal with, I can't remember her name. Put her name in the comments, because my brain's not giving me her name right now. I've only seen that in a few stores, and this I would not buy. For $10, this is absolutely not worth it to me. And it's not the price that I've seen it. I've seen this for much cheaper in other Ollie's, which is an example of going from Ollie's to Ollie's to Ollie's. You see that the price varies wildly from store to store to store. Not only does the stock vary wildly, but the prices vary wildly, which is a good reason to, if you are interested in what's going on in these grand openings in these Ollie's that are going on across the country now, a good reason to join the Chatty Crafty Facebook group, because we we have members that are posting what is in their ollies in other parts of the country. So this is a Florida store, and most of the ones that I do are Florida stores, but you also have that opportunity to see what's available in other stores that might be closer to you. And that's just an idea if you're interested in it. We would love to have you there. The Chatty Crafty Facebook group is a very welcoming, very appreciative, very kind group of people that get together and help each other craft and find cheap craft supplies. This is verification that the balloon dog paper is actually $1. All right, so it is absolutely $1 in this Lakeland store. The last time I saw it, I thought it was $1 too, but I didn't see anything that verified it. Another KABOOM mold. This one is the football, and it still doesn't have a price tag on it. And again, these are the first times I have ever seen these KABOOM molds that don't have price tags on it. In this store, they could very well be $1. And look at this alcohol ink, a whole set of alcohol ink. It's 24 bottles, 12 colors, but 24 bottles for $5. That is an incredible price. And this is the only store that I have seen that set in. I have seen that set before, but it was in this store. So this is the only store I've ever seen that set, is this Lakeland, Florida store. And the little flower girl baskets that are coming out, they are really, really cute. Wouldn't that be just the most adorable Easter basket for a coworker? You know, not for a kid, because a kid should really have a bigger Easter basket, in my humble opinion. You do you, but in my humble opinion, if you're going to give a kid an Easter basket, they should have something bigger than that. But that would be so cute for a coworker. Put a couple little craft supplies in there, maybe a chocolate bar, maybe one of those Dubai chocolate bars. Oh, that would be so neat. So they have those, or you could use them as a flower girl basket for Easter. And they had a lot of little kit things and little toy things. So the first thing that I showed you up there, that was from Wish, but they have another one coming up that I believe was from Lion King. So they have a couple of those in this store. And I'm pretty sure that there was a third one that I didn't get, but look at this, never seen it before. Oh my gosh, the horse from Frozen 2 in that little wood block set that you put them together, like Rafiki from the, starting with the first one that we saw was Rafiki. Look at that, that is so really cool. I have never seen that. And you know me and my horses and my unicorns. If you've watched my videos, you know me and my horses and my unicorns. I just loved it. This I could not find a price on. So I really don't know how much this particular thing is, but it's a really cute little idea for ways that you can just have crafting fun. And it's a really neat little thing. And then here's the Lion King set that matches the Wish set that they had earlier. But it's interesting that the Wish set was only $2, but the Lion King set was $4. I think that's an interesting tale right there, because they are the exact same product, just different characters inside there. So I thought that was interesting. And then we've got a few more crafts and a few more craft kits coming up. This is a jewelry one. I've seen this one in several stores, and it's really cool. But I think it was $9.99 in the other stores that I saw it in. And in this store in Lakeland, it was $7.99. So that's an interesting thing. Again, the prices do change from store to store to store. So it's important that if you're interested in going to multiple Ollies, to really check on the prices in the Ollies that you're in, if you have more than one Ollie's available in your area. And then they also have the Fantastic Beast one. And I like this one as well, except I just can't bring myself to buy things from anything that would put money into J.K. Rowling's pocket because of the way she has said things about the trans community. I just don't like her. But you do you. You choose how to spend your money. I'm not going to say anything about how anybody chooses to spend their own money. That, I think, is the same price that you can get it for at Michael's when it's on sale. But they did have a few of those little photo holders in this particular Ollie's. They do have the ultraviolet, and the ultraviolet is the only color of this that I have ever seen in any store. So that cricket, this is sometimes $1. That chalk paint is sometimes $1. It's sometimes $1.49. In this particular store, it was $1.49. So that's another example of the price varying from store to store to store. This little pop thing is so cute. And then they have several paints here, but look at this cute little pop. That is sidewalk chalk in all sorts of different colors, all packed together into one cake, and it is so cute. I mean, I would think that that would be an awesome thing to put into a basket for somebody if you were going to make an Easter basket. They also have the EK Tools chalk, and this one's neat because this one also has the holder for it, and those Those are those large pieces of chalk. Usually when I see EK Tools chalk, it's the thin pieces, and usually it doesn't have the holder for the thin pieces, but I did find the holder at one point in time. And look at that beautiful pink pouring paint. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. $1.49 seems to be the standard price for these. I found it once in one store for $1, but it's almost always $1.49 when you find those pouring paints. So another really cool item if you're interested in acrylic pour paints. It's not something I do, but I don't gatekeep on my channel. I point out what they have in store for the crafting supplies, and here they have the pop chalk priced at the right price. You could get that EK Tools holder and then use it with that pop chalk, because that whole box of pop chalk was only $1. They have this really cool set of paintbrushes for $5. Oh, wait, no, it says $2. So really cool set of paintbrushes for $2. And then they had this pad. This is the tracing paper pad. No, it's the watercolor pad from Arteza. Arteza stuff is amazing. And look at how thick that is for only having 32 sheets of watercolor paper in there. That is an amazingly thick, very, very sturdy bit of watercolor paper. I've never tried it. I've never used it. If you have, please let us know in the comments whether or not that's a good buy, because I honestly think that that's a good buy for watercolor paper to get those 32 pieces. I'm not sure how much that diamond mold is for resin, but these are $1. These pink letters with the glitter on top, they were $1. These little butcher twine pieces, they were $1. All of these items, again, used to be on a dollar table in this Lakeland store, but they have been moved into the aisle. So bear that in mind, that a lot of the items that you see in the aisle are actually the dollar table items. They're just no longer on the dollar table. And I'm not sure if the Lakeland store is going to expand their dollar table like the Kissimmee store. Oh my gosh. The Kissimmee store dollar table is actually 14 of those 4x4 3-shelf tables that they have. And that is the 8.5-mile roll of curling ribbon that they got from Party City. I have no idea what particular color that is, but yes, it is 8.5 miles of curling ribbon. That is just an insane amount of curling ribbon for $15. One of the people in the Chatty Crafty Guild said that their mother bought a roll of that and said that it needed to be put in the will when she passed on because it was not going to be gone. And then these are cake boxes. I think you get 4 of these glass, plastic open top cake boxes for $2. And I've seen these cake boxes in several stores now, so they appear to be coming in, and I'm wondering if there's something that came from Joann's, because that to me seems like it's a Joann's item. They do have the round. This is about 15 inches round, and it is a really nice little round piece of wood that's already painted black for you, so you can just decorate it. If you do any sort of packing where you need the little grass, that is paper grass, or perfect for an Easter basket. I picked these up because one of the people in the Chatty Crafty Facebook group had a great idea for how to make a press for doing stamps. So I picked these up so that I can follow through and make that. And in one of my live streams, I'm live every Friday night at 9:30 p.m. In one of my live streams, I am going to actually make one of those because I'm going to find what I need to do it, and I'm going to make it. And I think it's going to be a really cool live stream. But my live streams are always really fun, and it's just a bunch of crafters getting together and having a great time together because it's a very interactive live stream. It's not just me sitting there. And then now we've got the pots, and these came in about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, that I started seeing these, and I left the tone in when I started hitting these because they're expensive, but they're heavy duty, and they are clay pots. And when you consider the fact that these are actually clay pots and not the cheap plastic pots that are going to fall apart in the sun, then this is actually a pretty good deal if you're for something. And you can make these into things like fountains. You can make them into fish planters. And I thought they were beautiful. So I left in the tone of me tapping on them so you could hear what they sound like, because I thought some of them had a beautiful ring to them as well. And I honestly don't think this is a terrible price for these size pots. Now, it's not something that I buy. So if you know whether or not this is a good price for the ones that I actually did find the price on when I was doing the editing and the voiceover, let me know if this is a good price for those, because I honestly believe that that is a pretty good price, because I remember the last time I looked at one of these, it was in like a Home Depot. It was like $150. That was crazy. They have these awesome, oh my gosh, all these squishies are $5 each, and I absolutely love these squishies. Most of the Ollies that I've been into recently have these squishies. And look at that gorgeous pink owl. Oh, I love the gorgeous pink owl. Oh, he's so cute, but most of them are having the squishies. And the reason that I'm showing the candy is because Easter's coming, and candy is something that gets put in Easter baskets, but also it seems to me like candy has gone way up in price recently, and I don't know if that's just because it's not something I buy very often, because it's not something I buy very often, or if this is something that has been gradually increasing over time and I just didn't notice it. So that's why there's these candies in here. And then the very last thing that I found in this store, I found in the sales in the cashier aisle, and it was these Meltums that they were actually still separated, so you could still melt them and use them in your whatever that you wanted to use them for. So cheers and happy crafting!